In that same post, you mentioned Tim Walz, and you called him what many Americans do find an offensive word, retarded. Do you stand by that claim of calling Tim Walz retarded?
Yeah, I think there's something wrong with him. Absolutely, sure.
But you don't think that
you have a problem with it? You know what? I think there's something wrong with him. Anybody that would do what he did, anybody that would allow those people into his state and pay billions of dollars out to Somalia. We give billions of dollars to Somalia. It's not even a country because it doesn't function like a country. It's got a name, but it doesn't function like a country. Yeah, there's something wrong with Walz.
US President Donald Trump is threatening to permanently pause migration from what he calls all third world countries, following the shooting of 2 young National Guardsmen in Washington, D.C. 20-year-old Sarah Beckstrom was killed. 24-year-old Andrew Wolf is currently in critical condition. US correspondent David Blevins breaks down the political repercussions of the attack.
This has become both a political matter and a judicial one. In terms of the judicial process, the DC Attorney General, Jeanine Pirro, who's investigating the shooting on Wednesday, has confirmed that the suspect is being charged with first-degree murder. She was very critical of the Democrats in her comments, as indeed was her boss, Donald Trump, in a post to mark Thanksgiving. He used many of the 270 words to condemn the Democrats before announcing a pause on immigration from 19 different countries. Now, there are many people who support Donald Trump who will say that this is exactly the sort of decisive action they want to see him taking, but many others will be concerned that it's a knee-jerk reaction to the fact that the suspect in this case is from Afghanistan. And that, more than anything else, is why this has become so politicized so quickly, with Republicans pointing out that he entered the United States under Joe Biden's watch, Democrats pointing out that the suspect was granted asylum this year under President Trump's watch. That explains really why this has become such a political matter. We know President Trump is a man under pressure at home over various things, the Epstein files, the cost of living, a lot of talk about affordability this Thanksgiving holiday. The one thing he wants to be seen to deliver on is his campaign pledge in relation to immigration.
Look, Donald Trump insulting me is a badge of honor for me, but I think we all know, as both as an educator for a couple decades and as a parent, using that term is just so damaging. It's hurtful.
Let's jump into some of the global news happening beyond our borders with Sky News contributor Adrian Hayes joins us on a fortnightly basis. He's back in Dubai tonight. Adrian, welcome. You've been to Hong Kong plenty of times. I've been there plenty of times myself. It's almost too painful to watch that vision, isn't it?
Yeah, the ultimate nightmare, a fire in a massive tower block caused largely by bamboo scaffolding. It is very sad, but of course that's, if you get a fire, that's what's going to sadly, tragically happen in these very crowded tower blocks.
Yeah, it is, and the UK's dealt with it themselves. And I remember going past that building on a train just after it happened, and the damage there was extraordinary. And the world started talking about what you can do about these sort of high-rise tower fires. But let's turn our attention to Donald Trump. He's now come out today on Truth Social. So it was late at night. He's down at Mar-a-Lago. I think he's been playing golf today. We had the tragic death of one of the two National Guards people. It was a woman outside in Washington who was gunned down. He's announced a migration from third world countries completely now. He's going to stop it dead. How's he going to do this? I mean, I'm not quite sure. What's the definition of a third world country, and how's he actually going to stop this?
Yeah, I mean, you raised one of the point. I mean, look, let's say some people will scream racism straight away. Some people will say it's a knee-jerk reaction to a tragic incident, as you said. But there is this, definition of what is a third world country, and also what exactly is a permanent pause. But on the other hand, he's like him or loathe him. I keep saying this. He's not prepared to take a bold and courageous decision. He's cut, illegal immigration into the US really down to near zero. And I think, look, one of the main roles of a leader is to secure borders and the safety on the streets. And he's shown he's not prepared to sort of cushion that in any way.
Adrian, the first thing I thought of when it turned out that the gunman was out of Afghanistan, came there after the collapse of Kabul and the chaotic American withdrawal, I just couldn't help myself going back to that vision of those aircraft taking off from the Bagram Air Base with people hanging off the wings. The Americans under Biden and the way that they conducted themselves getting out of Afghanistan was a complete and utter disaster, and some of that's now come back to haunt them.
Yeah, it has, Steve. I mean, it was an embarrassment. I mean, reminiscence of Saigon 1973. But look, it's unfortunate for Afghanis. I've been there quite a few times, by the way. But the stats show themselves in the UK that the number of sexual crimes by Afghanis, by Somalians, Eritreans is 10 times what they are for other nations. So we have got a problem. And I know some people will say, well, what about the human rights of these people? As I said just now, that the human rights, the rights of citizens of any country, has to come paramount before you start looking at the rights of those from the so-called third world coming to our shores illegally or legally.